In Detroit, one of the most dangerous gangs or organizations is called the Black Killers. This is a gang that nobody knew who the members were. The only thing they knew was the name. And when the name first stepped on the surface, it came with White Boy Rick, when he was working for the police to bring down a drug trafficking gang or organization known as the Black Killers. What happened was this: White Boy Rick, as a child, I don't know if he was like 14, 15 years old, aligned with the police department to infiltrate an organization or gang known as the Black Killers. And the reason why the police were after the Black Killers, because of a murder that took place, and that they found out that these guys may have knew something about it. So they sent this child, Rick Warshi, to infiltrate this gang or organization that they were investigating because of a murder. So White Boy Rick is what introduced the world to the Black Killers. When the police got off into investigating the Black Killers, they came into contact with some people known as the Curry brothers. This is who White Boy Rick reported back to the police, that the Curry brothers were a well-organized drug trafficking organization. So they began to investigate the brothers, and they found out that these brothers were very deep into the drug trafficking business. You're talking about people who were going to boxing matches and football games and basketball games, and were sitting with the celebrities or the athletes, like in the days of Frank Lucas. You're talking about a gang of people or brothers who were throwing parties in Detroit, and public officials were showing up. This is how powerful the Black Killers were. And all of this was being revealed through the informant, Rick Warshi, better known as White Boy Rick. But this was our introduction to the Black Killers. My name is Mark Jones, and this is my life and story. Now, when I was growing up, I originally started out with both parents, my mother and my father and my brother and my sister. We were all living under the same household. But even in elementary school, I was getting into fights and having problems with people at that age. And it was basically because I had like a speaking impairment where I talked with a lisp. I couldn't say words that good that started with an S. And I used to get teased for it, which led to fights. And that's how my life of violent activities began. Around 1986, my mother and my father had separated, been divorced, and we had eventually moved on 7 Mile in Wyoming on a street called Wisconsin. This was a middle class neighborhood. People had nice homes, nice cars, and just the neighborhood over. Once you cross Livernois, you enter into what is known as Sherwood Forest, where the people were upscale with money and there's mansions over there. Then you go a little farther down, you got what's known as Palmer Woods, where there are mansions and the celebrities live. And all of this is on 7 Mile. And this is from where we stay on Wyoming all the way to Woodward. When you cross Woodward, 7 Mile becomes the east side. This is where the west side ends and becomes the east side. So when you on the west side, our neighborhood from Wyoming to Livernois on 7 Mile is the last neighborhood before you get off into the east side. I ended up joining the neighborhood gang at this age, 10 years old. I was in 6th grade, going to a school called Bagley Elementary School on 7 Mile, or on Curtis and Greenfield and Greenlawn. This is where I was taken under, and I became a member of the 7 Mile BKs, which is short for Black Killers, when I was 10 years old in the 6th grade. My first criminal activity was not selling drugs. At the age of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, the hustle for me and my friends was stealing cars and breaking into houses. At this age, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, we knew how to steal cars, and we knew how to break into houses, and we knew how to take the product and go and sell it and get money, and we knew how to divide the money up between us. This was our first hustle. And we also did the regular hustle too, of going cutting grass and shoveling snow. So we were entrepreneurs at the same time. We had a business of cutting grass and shoveling snow, so we were really working. But then 1986 hit. Cocaine hit. And we got off into selling drugs. And I'm talking about my generation. I'm not speaking on the older generation. I'm not speaking on the younger generation. I'm just talking about the circle of guys that I ran with. We all got into the dope game around the same time. I started out selling crack. I had got linked in with my homeboy Wally. We were going to Cooley High School, and Wally was moving the bag on the major level. And I cut into him about letting me get down, showing me how to get down. And he put me in the game. And I went through my neighborhood, finding people who smoked crack and letting them know I had it. And I bring it to you and giving them my number. And boom, start flipping off the phone, taking it to them, meeting them somewhere. And next thing I know, I had the hood on lock. Now that I'm hustling, I'm 16 years old. I'm meeting guys that's getting money now. I'm in a whole different circle, whole different bracket than just running around in the hood with the homies. But people saw me getting money out the crew. And the first one to follow my lead was Finest. He went and got some work from Wally and started selling work in the hood too. Then Rondell Rondell went and got some work. Started selling dope in the hood too. So at this time, it's me, Finest, and Rondell bumping up in the hood, getting money. And next thing I know, Rondell took off. Next thing I know, he getting like a quarter key. He got a Honda Accord. He got a Honda truck. He got one of them mopeds or that they came out with, Suzuki Jeeps or whatever they was called. I can't remember what it was called. But he got all of this now. Boom. Me, I'm bumping up in the hood. I done moved up. I'm getting like a big eighth now. Only thing that stopped me from getting the cars is because I didn't have anybody to put a car in their name. See, Rondell, he was able to go and put a car in his family members' names. So he was able to jump on the car real quick. I didn't have anybody to put a car in their name because my family weren't tight like that. We only had my immediate family. We weren't really tight with no other family members. So that kind of slowed me up far as looking like money. Because I dressed good. I had the jewelry. I had the actual money. But I didn't have the avenue to get a car. So now, Finest get down with Darnell Young and Sambo and all of them, right? Because Darnell house had got shot up. Somebody shot their house up, sprayed it up. Boom. So his mother moved to Chicago and sent him to Kalamazoo to stay with his brother who was going to college. And the college was either in Kalamazoo somewhere. So Darnell moves to Kalamazoo. He calls back to the hood and say, hey, it's banging up here. Like everybody and their mama smoke crack up here. Y'all need to come up here and check it out. So Sambo and a couple of guys from the hood jump in the ride and shoot up there to check it out. They see like everybody and their mama smoking crack in Kalamazoo. So they come back, get a bag, shoot back up there. Boom. They start taking the whole hood, my whole little circle, start going up there with them. But I didn't go because I was already doing my own thing. But Finest, he went up there, and Darnell Young, David Young, Jason. I'm talking about everybody and their mama from the hood who wanted to get some money went up there with Sam. Next thing you know, Sam, he still was dealing with Reggie Francis, who is really a BK, but he ended up moving on Puritan and rocking with them Puritan boys. So they went and robbed a dude, Kenny High, who was getting kilos. Kenny High, one of them Puritan boys. They robbed him for a kilo. And then they split it. Sam took half and Reggie took half. Sam took his half up to Kalamazoo. Reggie was still in Detroit doing his thing. So Sam flipped his and turned it into kilo. Next thing you know, he moving kilos in Kalamazoo, Michigan, breaking it all down in crack. They got the whole Kalamazoo sold up. The PA boys get to pushing on Reggie Francis. Like, man, what's up with that bread? So Reggie like, well, shit, I could pay for mine, but a dog got to pay for his own half. I don't know what's up with him, but here go mine. So Reggie pay off his half. So they still looking for Sam. They still want their money from Sam, right? So now they end up falling out. And somebody end up blowing up their barbershop. Kenny High had a barbershop that got blew up, or a store or something. I can't remember what it was. But it got blew up, boom. So now it's a little drama. They got something going on with somebody. It ain't had nothing to do with us, but they done fell out with some more people. And it's going down with them and the other people. So now, time go on, and it's the biggest drug bust in Kalamazoo history. And this Sambo, it's the Black Killers. But they put in the newspaper and in the news that the people who were involved were called Stadium 7, because all they saw was they was drawing sevens everywhere. You know, everywhere we go, we be painting sevens on the place. So they knew that something had to do with 7, and they knew that the place where they at was called Stadium Drive, so they said Stadium 7. But this big drug bust was the Black Killers. So now you got Kalamazoo with a big drug bust, and it's the Black Killers. Then it's a big drug bust in Jackson, Michigan. And they don't know who it is. They just found a bunch of drugs and a bunch of money. But it was the Black Killers. Then this big drug bust going in Lansing. All they finding is drugs and money, but it was the Black Killers. And the word was getting out in the street that the Black Killers were going throughout Michigan, taking over city after city after city. But nobody knew who these guys were. They had alias names. Only thing that they knew is that everywhere they were going, they were seeing these 7s being painted on buildings, being painted in hallways, and they were seeing BKs, which means Black Killers. And their cities were being taken over by this drug trafficking empire. The thing that made the BKs fly under the radar was that no one was becoming a snitch. And the reason why no one was able to snitch is because there was not a leader. See, most criminal organizations fail because when people start getting arrested, they look for a way out, and the way out is to point at the boss or the leader. But in an organization or a gang like the Black Killers, there is no leader. Everybody is their own boss, and nobody works for nobody. What this gang or organization does is put all of its members on independent. They don't get, you come work for me and this and this. It's all right, I'm gonna throw you a bag, go on here and do your thing and come up. I'll show you how to cook it. I'll show you how to cut it. I'll go with you and show you how to flip it. I'll turn you on to who you need to turn on to. Just get that money, man, and let's do this. That is how the Black Killers have remained untouchable for all of these years. When I got like 20, 21 years old, right, I had got hooked on going to the strip club. It was a strip club in Detroit known as the Brass Key. This where all of the heavyweights who was getting money came and hung out at the Brass Key. So me, I used to take all the little homies to the Brass Key, and we go up in there and be drinking and chilling and messing with the women, right? But they was all underage, and I don't even think I was 21 yet. So I might have been underage too. You know what I'm saying? But they was like younger than me. They was like 16, 17 years old. I was like 20, 19, 20. They might have been like 14, 15. It was like the little homies, you know what I'm saying? Cause we used to go up there into the brass key. Then one day, Sherman looked and saw us all sitting at the table drinking and chilling, right? Female. He came up and like, how y'all get in here, man? Like, how old is y'all, man? Get the hell up out of here. And he put us out, right? So we left. But then, like the little homies, they tried to go back. And well, actually did go back on their own and was going, right? So somehow one day, Johnny Harper and all his little crew, they went up there. And I don't know what happened, but I know they came out of the brass key and bop, 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 bop. Somebody shot up the car and tried to kill him. And I remember they hit me up like, man, somebody shot the car up last night. It was his daddy or his mama in no car, a little Cadillac, you know what I'm saying? They done went up there to the titty bar and got the car shot up. And I was telling them like, man, y'all can't just go up there like that, man, because you got to realize that it's big time ballers up there. It's people up there with money. It's heavyweights in there. And not only that, it's gang members up there from other hoods that we beefing with. So y'all got to be careful going up there. I said the only reason why everything was straight when y'all was going up there with me is because I knew everybody in there. So it's certain people that even if they do come in there, they not gonna want no smoke because they know they outnumbered with me and the people in there who I mess with. Y'all went up there not knowing nobody. Y'all was straight with me, but on your own, y'all don't know nobody in there. So when people saw y'all from 8 Mile and they said, that's them little 7 Mile cats, they don't care how old you are. So when y'all came out and got in that car, and they came and shot that car up, that's hood beef, homie. Now when it come to me, right, the myth was that I was involved in a lot of drama and a lot of shooting. And the reason was because a lot of times the stuff that I got involved with happened in public places. So we downtown one day. It's me, Click, Joe, and we with the plug, Frenchie, and his brother Merk, Lowe's, and they whole little crew. Now these are the big ballers. These are the guys with the kilos at the time. They got mad money. They driving around in Volvo station wagons. They driving Mercedes Benzes. They in Jaguars. They in all these luxury cars, you know. And we in Click's Prelude, JoJo in his drop top Mustang, and we all downtown, right? And then Click see some guy who he said tried to kill him. They tried to shoot him down at a gas station on 7 Mile. And I believe it's the same gas station that he got killed at. So he see the guy. He said, man, that's old boy tried to blow me down the other day. So he jumped out the car. Boom. We had a light. He jumped out the car. Boom. So I jump out. Boom. We get to running over there to the guy. He run off. We chasing him. Boom. So JoJo was with whoever he was with. He told them to take his car. He went and jumped in Click's car. You know, because we left the car at the light and went chasing the old boy. So me and Click, we catch old boy. We get to busting him down on Jefferson. Bang, 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 bang. You know, then the police come. Grab us, break it up. Boom. They throw us in the van. They go around there and they got like all of us that was all the cars that we was with. Merk and Big Frenchie and Los, and they got JoJo and everybody, right? They done pulled everybody over, snatched us all out, threw us in the van. Took all our cars to the police department. Took us all down to the police department. Then they even got the guy who me and Click jumped on. They done brought him down there. So they eventually let all of us go. We go, boom. I Click left his gun in the car, so we go check to see if the gun's still in there. You didn't know the police searched the car or not, you know. So we see the gun still in there. Boom, we get in the car, go on, take off, scratch out, boom. But see, everybody that was hanging out on Jefferson that night saw the brawl in the middle of the street with me and Click jumping on the gas. They saw the police surround us and block off Jefferson and taking all us to jail. They saw all of the cars we was in. And this when they looked at and was like, who are these guys? So now you got homies from my hood, BK members, and they going to different states. They going to different cities. And they're getting into it with guys in different cities, in different states. And everywhere they going, they seeing that 7 painted on buildings, painted on walls. They seeing BKs painted, and they hearing black killers and black killers. And now it's like everywhere the black killers show up. Everywhere these 7 Mile thugs show up. It's drugs and it's murder. So now we done got the attention of the police, the DEA, the FBI, the ATF. And they looking at different states, they looking at different cities, and they saying, who are these guys? Because nobody could put a name with the face. Nobody could put a name with the title Black Killers. All they knew is that they were seeing the number 7. So the police, they went and set up a phone company on 7 Mile. Police, they opened up a phone company on 7 Mile. And they started selling cellular phones. But it was a deal. This is when cellular phones used to cost like $1,000. Cellular phones used to cost like $600, $700, $800, $900, $1,000. So they selling these cell phones for $600 and no bill. And it's a police sting. So everybody on 7 Mile was like, hey man, they got the phones up here for $600. You don't even got to pay no bill. Just go pay $600, get you a phone, right? Cell phone, real cell phone. So boom, everybody going up there getting phones. But it was a FBI sting. And the only people who got indicted were the people who were dumb enough to put the phone in their name. When it came on the news, because they had it on the news, the big sting that the FBI did with them cell phones. And they said that these guys were making calls to Colombia. They said that these calls were, all you hear is big time drug deals. And they were saying, who are these guys? Who are these guys? So they trying to figure out who are these guys, and then the people that they were busting who were dumb enough to put the phone in their name, they weren't snitching nobody out. Because the thing about the black killers is that they do not have a boss or a leader. You talking about a drug trafficking empire, a notorious gang where everybody is their own boss. Everybody is their own leader. Now the thing about the black killers, right? In our cocaine connection in the 80s, it was coming directly from Colombia, Medellin. And then we started dealing with the Chaldean mob. And they were dealing with the guys up out of New York, John Gotti and they was dealing with those guys. But we only had a short period of dealing with the Chaldean mob because we went back to dealing directly with the Latinos over here in Colombia, the Medellin cartel. And then in the 90s, we switched and started dealing with the Latinos, the Mexicans. And then that bond just grew and grew and grew. Now, I'm not going to name the name of the actual people we dealt with or the actual, but anybody already know you either dealing with Medellin or Colombia, or you're going to deal with Sinaloa in Mexico. But I'm not going to mention no individual name or anything like that. I'm just going to make this as vague as I can make it. So time goes on, and another black killer, another boss rise up. His name is Maceo. And Maceo was getting money and doing everything that you heard about, right? And he eventually gets taken down. He's accused of this, that, and the other. I don't know. I don't want to comment on it. I just want to salute Maceo and give him a shout out for being that guy, you know. I want to say rest in peace to all of the homies. I want to say free all of the homies. I want to salute everybody who has stayed 100 and did not become a snitch. And for all of those who did become snitches. Because see, one of the biggest drug indictments that came out was the indictment where they were looking for Click and Mark Jones. But the people that they arrested, snitches, they did not tell on Click and Mark Jones. Well, they did tell. It's just that Click ended up being killed and nobody knew where Mark Jones is at. Only thing they knew is that on the wiretaps, they had conversations with different people, and somebody named Mark Jones was in these conversations, but they could not find the guy Mark Jones, who they looked for him for 10 years because they couldn't move on forward with the indictment because they wanted him and they wanted Click, but they could not find the guy Mark Jones. And the reason why they couldn't find me is because I was in prison. They thought I was in society, but I was actually in prison with a cell phone and talking to my homies from prison on the cell phone, not knowing that they were under indictment because I was already locked up. I didn't know that their phones were being tapped because I didn't know everything that was going on with them in society. But when the indictment came down, and they said they was looking for a guy named Mark Jones for 10 years and they couldn't find him, that's when I realized, damn, they was listening to me talking on that phone from prison. They just didn't know where I was at, so they was looking for me and couldn't find me. And then when Click ended up getting killed, they didn't know where I was. So the guys who they had snitching the informants, they said, well, hey, we need to close this case and we need somebody else, right? So the two guys who did the snitching, they say, well, we'll testify against this guy, Brian Brown, and we'll just say everything that we told you about Click and about Mark, we'll just say it was Brian Brown and y'all could just put the case on him. So this is how Peanut, or Brian Brown, ended up going to prison on a 7 Mile indictment that he fought and still fights in court today to clear his name and say that he was not the leader of the 7 Mile Dogs, and that everything in that indictment that they talking about was Click and not him, that they erased Click's name and just wrote his name in all of the spaces on the indictment and turned it in and indicted him and put the case on him. So he was never the kingpin. He never put nobody on. All this stuff he been lying and telling y'all, if that's the case, that's a contradict everything in his appeals, because he definitely was arguing that it wasn't him, that it was Click. Me, I ended up finishing up on a 20-year sentence in state prison, where I was convicted for 2 counts of assault with the intent to commit murder against 2 Detroit police officers. Click ended up being murdered on 7 Mile at a gas station, and that's what cleared him from the indictment. But everybody else ended up going to prison and serving out their sentence because they didn't really have anybody to tell on, because they were being told on. And then a lot of them not snitches anyway, so a lot of them just took their bit, did their time, and came on home, which is a big thing with the black killers. Brian and Darnell, the 2 guys who did become snitches, see, they weren't really even 7 Mile guys. They definitely weren't BKs. They were just some guys who was cool with Click and his family that Click started dealing with. But they were never 7 Mile guys. They had nothing to do with the mob, you hear me? On that note, I say rest in peace to the homies and free all the homies. 1,000.